Tier 3 Faction War. This is Meridian High City and Space Marines versus Tyranids. For the blue Space Marine team, we have two Force Commanders. First up is Rostam 313. Looks like this is the Dark Angels DLC recolored grey and yellow and black. Looks pretty cool. Alongside we have I Can't Micro Mate Stop Flaming. These guys are offensive commanders that fight in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Alongside them, and rounding off the blue Space Marine team, it's Adeptus Cinders as an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat. By default begins with a target heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Red Tyranid team, Destructive Currents, is a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with awesome mobility, powerful ranged combat, but can also get melee weapons, a little bit of support about him too. And alongside two Hive Tyrants, first up, Angreh Timmeh, and we also have Mortarion. These guys are very durable commanders, walk through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some powerful offense, disruption and support. Begin in melee combat with a basic synapse. Looks like they have the same colour scheme too, so lots of confusion abound. More than usual. It is the ultimate meat grinder then. Meridian High City Space Marines, you'd think would have the advantage there if they can get into tier 3 and stuff with their land raider supporting their already relatively durable units. Although Tyranids are Tyranids, and once they get a critical mass of monstrous creatures supported by lots of little fellas, it can be hard to stop them. This guy is now tying up tactical marines, or at least he was. Now he's backing away because the Apothecary player came over to help out. Force Commander of Rostam is chasing. This game and the other Faction War games you're going to see were from the Faction War event on March 25th. Thanks to Impregnable for continuing to organise those things, and thanks to Rostam for getting me all these replays that you're going to see, hopefully. Scatter Cinders now coming back to the middle to harass this Hive Tyrant. He's only trying to cap the VP, fellas. Where's I Can't Micro? We'll see what his micro's like. It's probably better than mine. Hormagaunts were trying to eat a node, didn't taste very good, backing off. They have adrenal glands already. Not often you'll see adrenal gland Hormagaunts purchased before toxin sac for the termagants, but they got all the way up to the power end. Might have even taken down one of the generators, not sure, but they got the node pretty low. Force Commander runs away. Now can these guys force off a Ravener and double termagants? They might not be able to. We'll see. He might just go straight for that node, try to take it down before he runs off. Hive Tyrant here runs away. Looks like he decapped the VP. Did not fulfill his Tyranid dream of capping it though for the Hive Mind and all that stuff. Here come double termagants with toxin sacks. This is Mortarion's army. And Hormagaunts going straight in there on the tactical marines, and that can be dangerous for those guys early on. Battle cry from the Force Commander. Will he get out of there though? No, he won't. Hormagaunts taking him out. And look at the noms. Took out one model there. Perhaps lucky not to lose another of those tactical marines. And Tyranids are going to cap mid after all. And here are some Space Marines taking back their natural. A rough start for the Space Marines, as expected. They do tend to start slowly, especially in 3v3s where double scout builds are not as common. So they just have the tactical marines straight up and then have to wait for their tier 1.5 stuff to hit the field. But now they can start to pick up. We have Force Commander of I Can't Micro with some Assault Marines, also for Scattered to Cinders. Rostam instead going for Devastators. And why not? Just get double Devastators for everyone, I say. Hive Tyrants will not like that at all. This guy's trying to cap this wreck point. Those guys shooting that contested power, which has been power generated up already. And it's pretty risky there. Might get that stolen or just generally destroyed and wasted. Warrior Brood with Barb Strangler for Destructive Currents, and Angreh Timmeh with a Ravener Brood. These guys now begin with their Devourers, which is pretty tasty for them. Still have that melee indicator, which is confusing to me. Devastator doing its thing. Needs to switch targets to the Hive Tyrant. There we go. Hive Tyrant trying to charge in and does get the charge in. Had the Rending Talons too. 75 melee DPS. Not power melee, but regular melee damage. Still does full versus heavy armor. And it's a pretty decent amount of DPS, especially when you get that seismic roar going. I think this guy just used it as well. On the other side, Angreh Timmeh also has the Rending Talons. Going after those tactical marines, just jumping in though, Assault Marines into a massive pile of stuff. A pile that includes Hormagaunts with adrenal glands, so that could be nasty for them. It's a lot of stuff shooting at these guys. They are tanking decently well. and run away with plenty of health. But can they hold onto this VP here? Here comes Apothecary with Sanguine Chainsword, but not his Purification Vials. He's gone for Purification Rites here. And that is a very, very tempting blob of Tyranids to throw your Vials on if he had it. Could do a hell of a lot of work there. But look at this range DPS coming from these Tyranids. Force Commander had no chance of getting in. Surely we're going to see the dreaded... Oh no, down goes Apothecary. We're going to see the dreaded Thunderhammer Force Commanders with Teleporter in Tier 2. Maybe 2 of them. Tier 2 already for Rostam, and I can't micromate. He's microing okay so far. Mortarion also goes Tier 2. Did not get a Tier 1.5 unit, just double Termagants, all kitted out with the Hormagaunts as well. Did he get... No, Angreh Timmeh did not get the extended Carapace. I was expecting maybe those Hive Tyrants to hold off and both get their Venom Cannons up for the big meat grinder in the middle later on. Can be tough for melee units that don't have a jump or a teleport to get into combat in those kind of situations. We'll see how those Hive Tyrants do. They can also just straight up get their Venom Cannon still, of course. Lots of harassment on this south side by the Tyranids. Have a look at power. They're decapping this VP. What is this? Drop pod of stuff. Tactical Marines inside, I guess. Yep. For scattered to cinders there. These guys trying to get into melee combat immediately on those Termagants. Grenade. Decently thrown. Here comes some Flamer Tactical Marines. There's that Barb Strangler though doing its thing. Such an awesome weapon. Not cheap either. It's 25 power to get that thing on the field, I think. Force Commander already has his teleporter, and there is the hammer. Rostam also has his hammer, and this guy's going to level up from this revive, I think, to 3. There we go. Now, how are they going to react to this? A good way to react to it is to get a Tyrant Guard, because that thing does not care about being knocked over, and also chews on Assault Marines pretty good. So a couple of Tyrant Guards around this south side would do pretty good, I think. Whoa! Down go those Assault Marines. Holy crap, that was Catalyst there on the Hormagaunts. Nice clear indicator for that. I think that's new-ish. I'm not sure if that's in the base game, but that was the global ability of Destructive Currents, Ravener Alpha, doubling the damage of the squad, but they do take damage as it's happening. I believe they lose half of their hit points for the over the duration. I'm not sure how long it lasts, 10-15 seconds or so. So it's a big risk reward, but if you can catch things on retreat, of course you mitigate that risk because retreating units can't attack you and do insane amounts of damage to them there. Often see it put on Zone Thropes, since the shield, I believe, can absorb the damage from the Catalyst, and Gene Stealers can mitigate it with their Adrenal Rush thing, which gives them a self-heal on hit. Bunch of Tyranids dead over here. Devastators are covering this power node with 2 generators on it. Some scouts moving up, trying to cap, but that's a lot of bug lizard things. Adrenal Glands up on the Warrior Brood now. Melee Synapse for these Hormagaunts, and of course, melee Synapse for any other friendly Hormagaunts that are nearby. The specialized Synapses, and of course basic Synapse as well, do affect your allies also. That is a bad place for Tyranids to hang out on that tiny little staircase. Well, not tiny, but relatively narrow, and they got roasted there. Big retreat off. Can the Space Marines push through this south side? Go after the power. Nice grenade. Things leveling up now. Marching forward is Scattered to Cinders. Jumping in the Assault Marines. Good aggressive Space Marine play. But here is a Tyrant Guard from Destructive Currents. 2,500 hit points of super heavy infantry armor, and not bad damage as well. There you see it. Almost 100 DPS heavy melee with a splash. I believe it's a 15 damage splash per hit. Not bad at all. And self-heal, can charge. A lot of stuff going for that guy. He was increased in cost in 2.6. I think he's up to 60 power now, which is still pretty damn good value. Assault Marines with their Sergeant finishing off the Hive Tyrant. Well done. Raven Alpha with his very dangerous Gross Devourer. And Synapse Aura for damage. But Space Marines continue to push through. Might want to back the hell off now though. Yeah, there we go. Did you level up, Mr. Assault Marines? No, you didn't. What about you? Level 3. And you're still level 1. We do see double teleport Force Commanders with Thunderhammers though. Apothecary fully kitted out. Armor of the Apothecarian. It's a pretty early purchase for that. Big armies for the Tyranids here, as you can see. Tyrant Guard for 2 players now. Here's the other one. For Mortarion on this northern edge. Takes out the node. Trying to steal this power now. Hive Tyrant also capping. What you got, fella? Still with the extended and rending talons. No improved synapse. You might see it later on. I don't think it stacks from 2 Hive Tyrants, but if it did, that would be mental. Don't think it does. Psychic Scream is pretty good too if you've got Assault Marines and Force Commanders teleporting and jumping on you. It's a pretty good damage debuff, Psychic Scream. I think it's might even be 40% or something. I believe it's at least 30 and it lasts 15 seconds or something. Can really turn the tide of engagement with it. Devastator's at the top of these stairs. Doesn't look like Rostam wants to engage. Is it because he's waiting for something? Yes, he's got a Dreadnought on the way. Probably going to push forward once that thing hits the field. Doesn't want to fight that Tyrant Guard without it, I don't think. Tactical Marines with a Sergeant and that Flamer for Scattered the Cinders, and he's now flanked these Tyranids. Nice grenade on retreat, killing 6 models, 5 models, something like that. Force Commander with his crazy special attack, still hitting those guys. Rending Talon, Seismic Roar, misses everything. Might go down on retreat if that Force Commander turns around. No, he's very focused on his warriors. It looks like he was able to push through without the Dreadnought on the field, thanks to that little flank that came in, kind of disorientated the Tyranids over there. You're going to get an attack off, Mr. Force Commander. There you go. Nice push through now from these Space Marines, doubling up. Very hard to stop that. Here's a Dreadnought from I Can't Micro in its default melee state with 2 close combat weapons. 100 DPS heavy melee with a 40 damage splash will take care of that Tyrant Guard. Tyrant Guard backing away now. Going to need some dedicated AV, I think. I don't think the Ravenous Corrosive Devour is going to be enough by itself, which does have some anti-vehicle potential corrosive shots. We have a Venom Brood for Destructive Currents now, and Rain Synapse is on the way, and a Zone Throat for Angreh Timmeh can do that Focus Warp Blast. No longer slows vehicles down, but a big chunk of damage, decent chunk of damage. Alongside the Venom Brood can really do some work. Heavy melee Warrior Brood trying to get on that Dreadnought, trying to take down the Tyrant Guard. Tyrant Guard looks like it's going to get away maybe. Might want to put up a capillary tower to help this guy out because it's going to go out of synapse range. There we go. Now it's out of synapse range. It's very, very slow. Goes into anti-vehicle shield wall mode, or rather vehicle armor shield wall mode. Dreadnought can still smack it down though. Yeah, it's going to go down. They rarely survive until tier 3, and you get tons of red for killing them. As you saw there, 50 red is a very sizable chunk. Scouts level 2, doing some good work with their shotguns, getting a shotgun blast in and staying elusive. Didn't drop a model there. Ravener now capping mid, or at least trying to, but here comes a bunch of Space Marines. It is a 2v1 fight, I think. No, it isn't. It's the Ravener versus I Can't Micro. Tyrant Guard going straight after that Force Commander. As you can see, doing very good damage to him. But there is the teleport into the special attack, sending things flying, doing big chunks of damage too. Look at that. Is he suppressed? No, he is crippled. But the Barb Strangler did not get a shot off him in there. Tyrant Guard now maybe kind of in trouble, being chased by a Dreadnought. Corrosive shots active on the Ravener Alpha. I believe that's that yellow buff circle on him. Now shooting at some scouts. Tyrant Guard can charge away. There's the charge. Force Commander teleporting to make sure he can attack it. Nope, still gets charged. It might get away here, because now all this stuff can come out of base and help it out, maybe, with crippling poison and that kind of thing. Space Marines really being aggressive in tier 2, into tier 3 now, in fact. We've got Rostam already tier 3, and the other 2 Space Marine players going. Tyranids also in there, with Angreh Timmeh, the last player, in tier 2. That Zone Throat, I'm not seeing a lot of action from that Zone Throat. We do have a Venom Cannon Hive Tyrant, though. Going to help dealing with the Dreadnought. Rostam no longer has a Dreadnought. Did he lose it? Or did he just not get it? Completely missed that. Do not see the remains of a Dreadnought anywhere, but it could have just been broken up by a Hive Tyrant or something. This guy trying to cap mid, but is unable to do so. Plasma gun, Tactical Marines, 30 DPS plasma damage. from that single weapon. That's pretty nuts. And of course, that would get buffed by the Kraken rounds ability. Used to be 26 DPS, I think, that plasma gun. Plasma cannon as well in there. Expect maybe one of those from each player. Librarian for Rostam. A shrewd choice. The force barrier is awesome for stopping caps and doing stuff in big team fights. Swarmlord on the way for Mortarion. Apothecary levels up to 3. Now has his upgraded heal. Suppressed by Barb Strangler. He's tanking this stuff reasonably well though. Raffing Alpha though with some good damage output. That drop pod is still there. Gives you a reinforcement point, I believe. No longer automatically reinforces stuff, I don't think, in 2.6 when you use the Tactical Marine one. He lives. Oh, Catalyst went down on those Hormagaunts trying to finish off the Apothecary there, but he Purification righted them off and they're okay. They're okay, are they? Can it kill them? Can it actually kill them? It might be 50% of their current health. I'm not sure if it's 50% of their maximum health that they lose. Vanguard veterans on the field for I can't micromate. He's got a lot of resources. Saving for the land raid, looks like. Tier 3 now for Angreh Timmeh. Swarmlord hits the field. Mortarion going for some more termagants, maybe to help control these force commanders. But look at this. Tyranids is pushing through. This is a kind of a dicey position for Angreh Timmeh to be in, I think. Because you've got these space marines that can come over. These guys are backing off for some reason. And Scatter Cinders is backing off also, so maybe he knows what he's doing. But we have another play here to reinforce him. Destructive Currents shooting the crap out of a force commander. Bit disjointed there from the Space Marines. I feel like if they all attacked at once, they could have got rid of Angreh Timmeh's army relatively quickly. Zone Threat was very, very far up there, and that is so risky. But it looks like it's going to get away just fine. Vanguard veterans especially can jump on it and take it down in seconds. There's that force barrier knocking over the Hive Tyrant. Swarmlord does not care about that though. And goes in. Super unit for Tyranids. Has a speed buff and reinforcement synapse, which is pretty awesome as you may expect. Tyrant formation goes off. Las Cannon for some reason was not shooting at the Swarmlord. Not sure what that was about. He should prioritize it. But not for some reason. And everything runs away from the giant alien fella. What's going on south side? Hormagaun's dying. I think he forgot about him there. Destructive Currents. He's looking kind of thin now, down to 3 units. Stayed in this engagement a bit too long on this south side, I think. Carnifex is on the way though. Might be a Barb Strangler, or he might just go Thorn back and say, hey, I'm not standing for you, Mr. Force Commander. I'm going to put my 9-foot talon through your neck. Artificer armor is up. Assault Terminator is on the field, as you can see from I can't stop. I can't micro even. And Librarian is around. No, he's coming out of base now. Not quite in the fight yet. Dangerous fight for the Terminators. They are supported by an Apothecary, but he'll go down pretty quickly if focused. They should really focus him down. Swarmlord taking a lot of damage. There goes Leech Essence to try and drain health from enemies. But he can't drain health from a Dreadnought, I don't think. The Dreadnought lives. Dreadnought might live. No, goes down. Now it's a Raven Alpha getting shots in with corrosive shots. Venom Cannon Hive Tyrant for Angreh Timmeh. Destructive Currents with a vanilla Hive, vanilla Carnifex, I should say. That was a Venom Cannon Carnifex as well. Crushing Claw Hive Tyrant for Mortarion. 108 heavy melee DPS. Speaking of Mortarion, rumours of a new Mortarion tabletop miniature coming out. I'm very excited about that. Force Commander is happy to fight here for now. Just because this thing has a Venom Cannon doesn't mean it doesn't really hurt you in melee combat. Must still have at least 70 odd DPS heavy melee with that Venom Cannon, I would think. Here's the other one. What is he up to? Thorn back. Awesome. No Barb Strangler Carnifexes. That's surprising. Mortarion's lost a lot of stuff. He's got Hormagaunts and double Termagants. He's back in tier 1, basically. Plasma Cannon does not get that shot off. Smack. Ouch. Whoa, special attack finishes them off. Awesome stuff. Carnifex levels to 2 immediately because he did all of the damage to that plasma cannon squad does not tell me the DPS of this guy. It must be over 100. I think he attacks very slowly though, but does crap loads of damage per attack. At least as slow as a Wraith Lord, I think. More Assault Terminators this time from Rostam. 159 to 249 on the VPs. Ormagaunt's doing some work, look at that, but there's the Gate of Infinity getting him out of there. Is that what it's called? I think it is. He's got his 4 staff also. I believe he starts with that ability now, is that right? No, he starts with Veil of Time now, the Librarian, which is pretty cool for him. Those Assault Terminators had a weird movement animation going on for a little while, but they've snapped out of it. And Space Marine's trying to cap mid, but Tyranids are not letting up. Brood Nest over here too. See a bunch of them, that'll be really useful for the Tyranids. So I guess Icon Micro was saving his red for Terminators, not saving up for a Land Raider. Look at the damage from these Hormagaunts here. There's Veil of Time to try and get him out of trouble, and it works. And here comes Scatter Cinders alongside his ally to reinforce this position. And they've stopped the cap. A late game Ravener Brood for Angreh Timmeh. Tyranids are starting to kind of crumble a little bit. And Space Marine staying strong with 2 Assault Terminator squads on the field and a regular Terminator squad for Cinders with their Cyclone Missile Launcher too. Another Carnifex though for Destructive Currents. Surely a Barb Strangler this time, and another one for Angreh Timmeh. Gene Stealers for Mortarion, and they have been purchased to rip apart those Assault Terminators if they can. These guys can get claws though, in which case they start ripping things apart. There's that advanced healing. I think it's like 1.5% per tick. Doesn't tell me here. Pretty good though. Allows you to sprint around with your Apothecary also. Passively, which is not bad. Hive Tyrant is decapping. And now capping, but I don't think he's going to be able to finish it. He might be able to. No sign of his shield. He does have bonded exoskeleton though, so he can go invulnerable. There it is. And there's another ton of formation, the 3rd one I've seen. But there we see Angels of Death preventing knockback and reducing damage of your own units by 50%. That's a global ability of the Apothecary. And here comes another Carnifex. This is Angreh Timmeh's Venom Cannon one. But what about this guy? Nothing yet. And this guy's getting a Barb Strangler. Tyranids have the middle with a 2-to-1 cap. 145, 243. Can they see this out? Got 4 Carnifexes on the field. It's a very good start. And some powerful heroes as well. Surprised we haven't seen a Neurothrope. Haven't seen one of those guys for ages. And they're really good. Where are the Gene Stealers? Oh, they're almost dead. Back at base now. Force Commander's not doing much, is he? There he goes. Nope, nope, he's not. Tyranid is broken in the middle, I think. Both the Carnifexes are still here, but they need to be careful. This guy's a default Carnifex, getting las cannon shots. Assault Terminators onto it also. I think the default Carnifex has melee resistance, I'm not sure. And that was Veil of Time las cannon shenanigans going on. This might be a dead Carnifex. Certainly will be, in fact. These Tactical Marines switching to a missile launcher at level 4, but they are forced to retreat. But here we see Assault Terminators chasing. It's going to go down. They're quick enough to catch it. There we go. Look, you only get 60 red for a Carnifex. You get 50 for a Tyrant Guard. Predator tank on the way for Icon Micro and Rostam with a Land Raider on the way. Space Marines now looking very strong, I think. 135 to 217. Tyranids are capping mid though. And Gene Stealers are still around. Which is bad news for these fellas. There's Veil of Time. Can they not leave? No, they're path blocked. Looks like they can't teleport either. There's the Gate of Infinity. The Librarian are just moving away so they could use it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have teleported them very far. Here's a Predator tank. Going straight for those las cannons. Or las cannon twin linked, I should say. This guy's going to get revived. Might level up this Hive Tyrant. There we go, level 6. 120, 217. 2-to-1 cap for the Tyranid team. Into a 1-to-1 might be the advantage for the Space Marines here if they can cap this. Their Cyclone Missile Launcher doing its thing. Big engagement brewing in the middle. Are we going to see it? kick off here. Might see a 3v3 fight. It looks like it is still going on the south side. Nice grenade. Hit a friendly tactical marine though, who was promptly eaten, and another one eaten. That squad barely getting away. Oh, rear arm hits on the Predator tank. Should have never have let the Hive Tyrant got that close there. So hard to keep track of everything though. Keep everything moving cohesively. Assault Marines with Veil of Time. Looks like they have rebuffed the Tyranid attack. Well done, Space Marines. Stayed strong there. There's that Barb Strangler kind effects for Destructive Currents. Another Swarm Lord now from Mortarion. Nobody going for the Neurothrope. Everyone forgets that it's there, I think. I often do. Jumping in Warriors. Getting their adrenal glands. But they're fighting Vanguard Veterans. It's not a good fight for them. Level 1 just called in, I think. But they're alright. Assault Marines getting away without a model lost. Look at that. Vanguard Veterans, I should say. More Terminators in from Cinders. And here's the Land Raider for Rostam. That could be the nail in the coffin of the Tyranids. Now they have multiple Terminator squads, leveled up Marines, all supported by a Land Raider. Not to mention level 8 Force Commander, level 6 Apothecary. This guy I can't see. He must be inside the Land Raider. And Tyranids haven't kept up in that regard, have they? Leveling up their heroes. 3 Carnifexes for Destructive Currents. I think he should get double Barb Stranglers and a Venom Cannons. Oh, he's got a Thorn pack. He should get double Barb Stranglers though for the other 2. Yeah, he is going for it. There's that Swarm Lord too. Very useful. They can all reinforce off it. Gonna have a look at some scouts. I don't think you need to take your entire army over there, fella. He's very determined to do so. Scouts trying to infiltrate and get away with it, but they're not gonna. That's not gonna happen. They were capping. You can't infiltrate while you're capping. Barb Strangler Warriors under attack. Bit of a lull in the action as the Tyranids work out what the hell they're gonna do to try and fight this. Uh-oh, orbital set up by a Veil of Time force barrier even. Very nicely done by Rostam, I believe that was. Yes. Just retreated back to the Land Raider there. Beautifully done. It's like an Eldar move. And everything survived, I think. But now he's off the field completely. Not sure what he was trying to do. Just having a look at what they had, maybe. Look at this. 3 Carnifexes, 4 Carnifexes even. Marching towards us. Not pretty. Level 2 Carnifex this guy too. Almost 2,000 hit points. And not that far away. Down goes the Apothecary. 99 to 157. Close on VPs. It's close. And Rostam, not wasting any time, knows that he just forced off the army over here. Can go for the VP. Assault Terminators. Whoa, that is risky. I guess he knows he can use Gate of Affinity here. Teleporting in to try and finish off the Swarm Lord, I believe. Without Gate of Affinity, that would have been a death sentence, but he should be able to get them out, maybe? Is it on cooldown or something? He's not using it. He's waiting, trying to finish off the Swarm Lord. Oh, Swarm Lord lives. Don't go back into the fight, fella. You got 27 hit points. There we go. Run away. And I think there's missile launcher tactical marines were trying to get the last hit, but couldn't quite manage it. And that Swarm Lord lives. And the Tyranids have the middle. Through a triple cap. 62, 151. How the hell did that happen? Rostam did not decap this VP. He should have done so immediately when he moved up here. Was really focused on getting that Swarm Lord. Those scouts are idle. Here comes a very scary looking Hive Tyrant with the Crushing Claw. And these Terminators are pretty low. He can get his army over here quickly. He could finish them off because they're not going to be able to teleport, I don't think. I'm not sure what the cooldown on Gate of Infinity is. Look at the damage from that Librarian there. Like 70 DPS power melee, yeah. We're doing some work. Space Marines taking back the natural. There we go. It's a double for the Space Marines now. And they're getting the middle. Not going to get a triple though, I don't think, because that's being retaken. Very impressive push on this south side, but this might be a dead Carnifex. It is. You can't suppress these Terminators, of course, so the Barb Strangler can't help you there. Oh, there goes a Thornback though, knocking over those Terminators with his special attack. And there's the Gate of Infinity out. Librarian's been used pretty damn well so far. How do you stop this? How do you stop Terminator supported by Land Raiders and Librarians in a 3v3 scenario is very difficult to do. Especially if you haven't killed a bunch of stuff already, because all these tactical marines are now level 4. The assault marines are all level 4. A double cyclone missile launcher Terminators maybe? It is. Big fight on the south side. They're going for the Space Marine natural again. 40 VPs to hang on to for the Space Marines. Are they going full south? The Tyranids, I think they might be. Tripling the south side. And the Space Marines hold on. Still got massive amounts of stuff. Angreh Timmeh is floating loads of resources here. Maybe he's given up. He's not purchasing anything. Hive Tyrant goes for the middle. And he has the bonded exoskeleton, so he's going to get a decap at least. Needs to put up his shield though. There we go. 1-to-1 cap. The Hive Tyrant's trying to cap between them here. Where are the Gene Stealers? Are they dead? No, they're off the field. Yeah, Angreh Timmeh is not purchasing anything here. 40 to 74, so 1-to-1 cap. There's the 2-to-1 for the Tyranids, but I don't think it's going to last very long. Decapping other Vanguard veterans now. Marching through the south. Monstrous creatures, but las cannon getting shots. Some of your double cyclone missile launches here. Look at that. That was pretty nuts. No neurothropes whatsoever. Angreh Timmeh has lost his army. 34 to 74. Space Marines just need to hold on, not do anything mental, and they'll be okay. Force Commander could teleport in and decap that maybe. Here's a Swarm Lord that's now healed up, I guess. There's a neurothrope on the way for Angreh Timmeh. Could have used one of those, or maybe 3 of those earlier on, fellas. So the Space Marines are going to take this hit. And they're going to win this faction war. Space Marines, awesome at faction wars, of course. Tyranid started pretty well, as we expected, but Space Marines are able to get their momentum going. Don't think they made any huge mistakes in terms of composition of the Tyranids. Neurothropes would have been nice, but multiple Carnifex is also pretty nice. Yeah, as Mortarion is saying there, it's a pretty good map for Space Marines. Pretty good map. They're going to see this out of the 2-to-1 cap, I think. Angreh Timmeh does have the neurothrope up. Kind of a special super sub-commander for the Tyranids. Limited to 1, has some really nasty abilities, especially against heavy armor. There's another Carnifex, and another Carnifex, and another Carnifex. Carnifex is for everyone. This guy's trying to heal up. He's almost level 3. Gearing up for one last push, maybe, if they have time for that. Like 30 seconds remaining here. The hell was that? I don't know what that was. Oh, that was Cataclysm from the Neurothrope. And there is a GG. Look at the heroes, end of the game. Level 7 Force Commander for Rostam with that Thunderhammer. Level 10 for I Can't Micromate, Stop Flaming. He microed pretty well. Level 8 Apothecary with customized Stormbolter at the end. Level 5 Raffinet Alpha. Seemed kind of scary for a while in the tier 2 portion of the game, but seemed to kind of fade a little bit. And a level 3 Hive Tyrant, only level 3. And a level 7 Hive Tyrant for Mortarion. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.